In a moment that sent shockwaves through the Catholic Church, Cardinal Giovanni Angelo Becciu made a dramatic announcement. This wasn't just any proclamation. It was a decision that would shake the very foundations of one of the oldest religious institutions in the world. The cardinal declared he would not participate in the upcoming conclave to elect the successor of Pope Francis. But why would a high-ranking cardinal, once close to the Pope himself, step away from one of the Church's most sacred duties? To understand the magnitude of this decision, we first need to understand who Giovanni Angelo Becciu is. Born in the heart of Italy, Sardinia, in 1948, Becciu's journey through the ranks of the Catholic Church has been nothing short of remarkable. His dedication and devotion led him through the Vatican's diplomatic service, where he made a name for himself in the international sphere. His influential role as substitute for general affairs in the Secretariat of State further solidified his standing, often referred to as the Pope's right-hand man. This position, akin to the Pope's chief of staff, placed him at the center of the Church's highest decisions. In 2018, Pope Francis recognized Becciu's service by elevating him to the rank of cardinal. This also came with the responsibility of overseeing the Congregation for the Causes of Saints, a vital part of the canonization process. Becciu was made a cardinal by Pope Francis in 2018 and was placed in charge of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints, a role deeply tied to the process of canonization. But behind the scenes, controversy was brewing. A dark cloud started to cast a shadow over the illustrious career of Cardinal Becciu. In the year 2020, a series of allegations began to surface that would shake the foundations of his reputation and his standing within the Church. Pope Francis, who had once been close to Becciu, was compelled to ask him to resign. The reason? Reports of financial misconduct that were too significant to ignore. It was a critical juncture, a moment that would forever change the trajectory of Becciu's ecclesiastical journey. At the heart of the scandal was the Vatican's own investigation. It alleged misuse of church funds on a scale that was hard to comprehend. Among the most controversial charges was the purchase of luxury real estate in London. These weren't just any properties. They were high-end, prime locations, the kind of investments that raised eyebrows and questions. But the allegations didn't stop there. Becciu was also accused of favoritism, a claim that further tarnished his image. It was said that he directed Vatican funds to companies linked to his brothers. If true, these actions painted a picture of a man who had lost sight of his sacred duty, who had allowed personal interests to cloud his judgment. Becciu, however, denied all wrongdoing. He vehemently defended his actions, maintaining that he had always acted in the best interests of the Church. Yet, the evidence stacked against him was substantial, and the court of public opinion was swift in its judgment. The damage, as they say, was done. Becciu lost his curial post, a significant blow in itself, but the consequences of the scandal went even further. Becciu, once a powerful cardinal with a voice in the election of the Pope, lost his right to vote in the next conclave. It was a stunning fall from grace, a shocking turn of events that few could have predicted. A man who had once been at the heart of the Church's governance found himself on the outside, his actions under scrutiny, his future uncertain. Though he denied all wrongdoing, the damage was done. Becciu lost his curial post and, more importantly, his right to vote in the next conclave. A stunning fall from grace. The conclave is a sacred gathering of cardinals under the age of 80, tasked with electing the new pope in case of a vacancy. This isn't just a meeting, it's a solemn assembly, a spiritual spectacle. It's a fusion of prayer, politics, and tradition, a combination so uniquely Catholic. And it's in this sacred space that the future of the Catholic Church is determined. The conclave, originating from the Latin cum clave, meaning with a key, has a history stretching back centuries. It's a process that's steeped in tradition and secrecy, where cardinals from all corners of the globe come together, locked within the Vatican City, to cast their votes in the Sistine Chapel, beneath the watchful eyes of Michelangelo's Last Judgment. Being part of a conclave isn't just about casting a vote. It's about engaging in intense spiritual discernment, seeking the guidance of the Holy Spirit to elect a worthy successor to St. Peter's throne. It's about shaping the future direction of the Church, its teachings, and its global influence. For a man like Cardinal Giovanni Angelo Becciu, who had dedicated his life to the service of the Church, the conclave would have been more than a duty. It would have been a culmination of his life's work, an opportunity to influence the Church's path forward. But when Becciu withdrew from the conclave, the ramifications reverberated through the heart of the Catholic Church. It wasn't just about losing a vote. It was about losing a voice, a perspective, and influence that could have shaped the future of the Church. By stepping away from the conclave, Becciu wasn't just leaving a room filled with cardinals. He was stepping away from a crucial role in the governance of the Church, a role that had been held by cardinals for centuries. By pulling out or being excluded, Becciu effectively stepped away from the heart of the Church's future. In the months that followed, Cardinal Becciu fought to clear his name. This was a man who had devoted his life to the service of the Church, now finding himself at the center of a scandal that threatened to overshadow his years of dedication and sacrifice. He was determined to regain his reputation. From the pulpit to the press, Becciu spoke out, passionately defending his actions. He insisted on his innocence, claiming that the allegations were a product of internal politics and personal vendettas within the Church's hierarchy. He expressed his anguish and disappointment over the accusations, stating, "I have always been faithful to the Church." Becciu's words were not just a defense, but a plea for justice. He appealed to the Vatican, seeking reinstatement of his rights as a cardinal elector, a role he saw as a sacred duty. He asserted that the evidence against him had been misconstrued, and he remained steadfast in his commitment to the Church. Becciu's case became the centerpiece of the Vatican's biggest financial trial in modern history. A saga that was once confined to the hallowed halls of the Vatican had now spilled over into the public domain. This was a spectacle, the likes of which the world had never seen before. Accompanying Cardinal Becciu in the spotlight were 9 other individuals, a motley crew of Vatican officials and laypeople. Each faced their own set of charges, but it was Becciu who bore the brunt of the public scrutiny. His former stature and influence within the Church made his fall all the more dramatic, and all the more captivating to onlookers around the globe. As the trial unfolded, it became clear that this was about more than just one man's alleged transgressions. This was a litmus test for the Vatican's commitment to financial transparency and accountability. The world was watching, and the Church had a lot to prove. Throughout the proceedings, Becciu maintained a steadfast demeanor. He continued to insist on his innocence, arguing that the evidence presented against him had been misinterpreted or taken out of context. His defense was unwavering, his determination palpable. But would it be enough to sway the court and restore his reputation? While the jury is still out, the impact of this trial is undeniable. It has sent ripples through the Catholic community and beyond, sparking debates about ethics, accountability, and the role of the Church in the modern world. Whether Becciu is ultimately found guilty or innocent, one thing is clear. This case will leave an indelible mark on the annals of Church history. The case is ongoing, and Becciu continues to claim that the evidence has been misinterpreted. As we reach the conclusion of this video, we invite you to join the conversation. Throughout the trial, Cardinal Becciu has maintained his innocence, insisting that the evidence against him has been misinterpreted. We want to know your thoughts. Do you believe the cardinal is a victim of a misunderstanding, or do you think there's more to this story than meets the eye? Please share your perspective in the comment section below. Remember, discussions like these help us all broaden our understanding and deepen our insights into complex issues. We encourage you to approach this topic with an open mind and respectful demeanor. Before we sign off, if you found this video enlightening, please show your support by hitting the like button, and consider subscribing to our channel for more in-depth analysis on groundbreaking events. Also, don't forget to share this video with friends who may find it intriguing. Your engagement helps us deliver more compelling stories and deepen our analysis. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.